Hey boaters, Keith McGowan here. I am the Outboard Dad here to help you have a better boating experience. Today we're going to get a little deeper into this 150. I asked a question in the last episode. Do you think it's worth it to rebuild this? I looked it up. It's a 1989 Crossflow motor. It needs 3 new pistons at a very minimum without completely tearing it down, but we pulled the heads and we know 3 cylinders that are bad. The other 3, maybe we'll be able to hone them, maybe not. It depends on how far they're worn out, but they're not scored up. So is it worth it is the question. So please like, subscribe, send me any comments that you have. Don't forget my used outboard motor buying guides for sale on Amazon right now for $20. And I'm offering for a limited time, if you send me an email with proof of purchase to keith@outboarddad.com, a free half-hour session over the phone to help you with a motor or a boat you're looking to purchase. It's getting close. It's springtime now. It's getting close to summer. People are thinking about buying a boat. Make sure you read my guide. Make sure you understand as much as you can of what you're getting and do all the tests to have a better boating experience. So right now all we did was take this bottom cowling off. There's a couple screws in the bottom, a couple screws that come through here. And already I'm looking at how clean the aluminum is on this. And I already just went into these bolts and they all loosened up very easily. So we're just going to continue to take this power head off and we're going to inspect everything as close as we can to see. But it's amazing. This must be a freshwater motor because there's very little corrosion on this motor. It may be worth rebuilding. You let me know. Or if you're looking for a motor and this motor you want, or maybe you just need the engine block. Do you want me to rebuild this engine block and just have a short block for sale for somebody? Let me know. Otherwise, I'm not going to invest the money into rebuilding this until someone tells me that they want it. I'm going to go ahead and tear it down and then put the parts up for sale. So let's check out the rest of it, see what it looks like. So almost no corrosion at all. So I do have some moisture on these bolts. Is it moisture? It's not fuel, it's moisture. So from last run probably. And these bolts, look how clean these bolts are that came out of here. Swivels nicely. Now it has been painted. Somebody put a really thick gloss paint over top of it, and I'm not sure if the old paint was pitted or if the aluminum itself was pitted. So we're going to get the rest of these bolts out, get this power head off. We're going to drop that lower unit, see if there's any moisture in the oil, see what that looks like, and see what's worth saving. Now that one had a little bit of corrosion, a little bit of powder, but again, very minimal. Okay, so far every single bolt came right out. Didn't even fight with me at all, like a typical corroded older motor would be. Now I know what some of you are saying. I did say that when I went through and tested the spark, I had one that wasn't sparking, and it could just be a bad coil. But what I did was I swapped the primary coil wires with another one, and the problem moved. So I know it's a power pack issue, not a coil issue. So there's only 2 left. They're the 1/2-inch nuts that are in here. They're coming right out. Not even fighting with them. Maybe someone had this engine block off. I don't know. We're going to find out when we pull this engine block. Or maybe we're not going to find out. Maybe it'll just be that it came right apart. But it's pretty interesting, I find. So I'm not going to undress the whole block right now or get into the carbs or anything. Just going to go ahead and get this engine block off, get the midsection torn down, get the lower unit off of it. This way we can get the power tilt and trim out, and I can use this stand for my 4-stroke that's coming up next, the 4-stroke Suzuki rebuild that I'm going to do next. Or I should say tear down and evaluate first. So I think I'm at a point here, all of them came right out. I may want to tilt this motor up to drop my lower unit, but I guess I can just disconnect it electrically, so I can do that. So let's do that next and get this engine block off of here. Okay, we'll test that power tilt and trim. Looks like it's got a newer motor on it. Yeah, it should be enough for us to get this lower unit off. I guess first what we'll do is we will pull out a little plug here and see what comes out of the lower unit oil. Let's see what this looks like. Looks like nice clean oil. So that's good. Don't see any moisture came out of it. Let's tighten this back up. So it looks like we got a good lower unit. Let's pull this lower unit off. All right, here's where I guess we're gonna fight, huh? Maybe since it was a freshwater motor, someone decided it wasn't important to do the water pump as often. Now we'll see if all these bolts come out or not. It's loose all the way, but it's not going to come out yet. A little stuck. Let's check the big one. Well, that one's okay. And that one's got some lube on it. Somebody cared. Oh, get my impact. So I like to use my patented, it's very expensive impact tool. So here's the impact and here's the tool. Oh yeah. Oh, it's coming loose. In order to get to our shift shaft, to take that off, we have to take this cover off. They have the cover, the plastic cover that's on here, and this plate. So there are a couple tubes connected to this. One down the bottom here, I'll get my needle nose. This also holds our, it's got a gasket here, we don't need that anymore. Holds our shifter and throttle cables as well. Now I'm hoping we can reach our shift shaft here, as it is down inside here. So it's down in here. Can hardly even get to it. Even with this disconnected, it's very tough to get in here. I think we might have to remove this fuel line here as well. Let's see, or at least the fuel pump. Let's get that fuel pump out of the way. I don't think this has ever been off. There we go. Definitely a tight spot. Okay, that's disconnected. Let's get this lower unit off. We can do this without dropping it on my foot. It's definitely been on there for a while. Take this bolt out the rest of the way. Yeah, I'm going to leave it in there a couple threads. This way when it does come down. So I'm hoping it's going to come out of the crankshaft there. It is moving. Definitely some corrosion in there. We go. It's getting a little concerned for a minute there. All right. Let's take this over to the vise and take a look. Here, this is where we got a little crustiness. Well, pretty clean on the upper part. It's like this maybe sat in water here. But tube looks good. Has some crustiness in here. Otherwise, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Let's crank this back down and get this engine block off. Now let's see how hard it is to get this off. No broken bolts. Kind of takes the fun out of it. Let's see. Oh, are you kidding me? I do want to pry it a little bit because it's not coming up evenly and I don't want to snap a stud. Looks like the studs are already out. Now, it is possible someone pulled this power head already. You know, who knows? Maybe somebody changed out the power head on this. Or it's just fresh water and that clean. So let's go ahead and take a look down inside here. See what we can see. So all the bolts for the casing came out, so this should come right off. Right, this will come right off of here. It's a little tricky sometimes getting this off. But look how clean everything is. It's pretty amazing. Let's take a look up underneath the block. pretty clean, other than, you know, where our exhaust is. Obviously it's a little oily. But all the threads look good on the studs. Wow. Pretty clean 1989 block. Too bad you got 3 bad cylinders. So was this replaced? Is this a newer gasket? Still somewhat pliable. Sometimes when it's, let's see, 26, 36 years old, that gasket usually is hard as a rock. So pretty curious to see what your thoughts are on this particular block. Probably not going to tear it down any further. I'll probably just take the plugs out of the carburetors and spray fogging oil in it just to protect them so they last, and just kind of see if we can part this out. Now I'm not going to part out the power pack because I know that is missing spark. Some people like to open up these power packs and fix them. I'm not that guy, but you can certainly do that if you so choose. So now we'll get into this midsection. We'll take our power tilt and trim off on the next episode and put that up for sale, see how clean it is. It is the older style, so it might be desirable for someone out there if they're looking for one. And we'll see how that comes apart in the next episode. Please like, subscribe, send me those comments of what you think of these old 2-stroke motors, and is it worth it to rebuild it? A lot of investment on a 35, 36-year-old motor, so let me know your thoughts. And make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. Have a great day.